Hello and welcome to Seagulls Social, Season 2, Episode 15. I'm your host, Maz. I'm joined by my usual host, Ben, and Ryan Adset. We've just got to clarify that.
Just going to be so confusing.
We have got another Ryan Franklin, YouTuber extraordinaire. How are you doing, brother? You good?
I'm not bad, mate. How are you?
Yeah, all good, thank you. Can't complain. I mean,
we've all addressed retired, haven't we? Off air.
Yeah. We're all good. We haven't started at 9 a.m. just for Ryan Franklin. We've started a nice.
I'm not a morning bloke, I won't lie.
But you're ready, mate. You're ready to go.
Yeah, I'm having a coffee.
First of all,
good.
Good man. And first of all, thank you very much for coming on. Really appreciate it. No. It's always good to have a fellow creative on the show. So, welcome to you, Ryan Franklin. So, first of all, I'll just kick us off. For anyone who doesn't know who you are, just in a nutshell, if you could just give us a bit of an overview of how you got into YouTube and, as a YouTuber, what you do.
Started from fairly young, probably about 2013 in school, just doing I started off with doing little gaming videos, and then over the course of time, you start to bring out your personality more. So, I started doing more in real life vlog based sort of jokey around videos, and they started to do quite well. Done the Swegway things, little hoverboard things. Done a little thing with them that popped off and done quite well. That was my first big sort of oh wow, this is doing good. Oh, can I swear on here, by the way?
Yeah.
Fucking brilliant.
We're past the first 30 seconds.
So
I think it's like the first 30 seconds,
sentence, mate. I'm resisting the urge. But just started off doing that. And mate, I've literally been doing it ever since. Do match day vlogs now. We do challenges. We do just a little bit of anything, to be honest. Just try and mix it up. I don't want to be put in one box.
Yeah. When you say we, is there more than one? Is it just you?
Oh no, it's just me. It's just me. I do the recording, I do the editing, I do all sorts.
Oh, nice.
Love that.
Yeah. Independent man, mate. Independent man.
Nice. So you touched on matchday vlogs.
Yeah.
So anyone that doesn't know, you do matchday vlogs for the Albion. You sit in the North Stand. I've seen your videos. I've actually seen you from a distance in the North Stand.
Is it?
And then going on to Brighton, what's your earliest Brighton memory? You got one?
I won't lie, boys. I won't lie. I'm not.
He's not a Brighton fan.
No. One of them lads who I won't lie. During school, I was like, I support this team for 1 week, and then I support this team, and then over the course over the course of secondary school, and that I really just lost interest in it. I didn't support a club. Do you know what I mean? I'd be like, oh yeah, I watch this team here and there, but it was actually the day that we got promoted to the Premier League against Wigan. My mate was like, mate, I've got a spare ticket next to me. It's a big game. Do you want to come? And I was like, oh, well, I don't think I'm doing anything. I'll come along. That was my first game, which, I mean, what game to first go to, mate? I was like, fucking hell, this is sick. So, I was like...
Do you run on the pitch every game?
Yeah, mate, I ran on there as well, and I thought, I was just looking around, like, fuck me, this is mental. And, yeah, mate, I just fucking... That was my first proper time of being like, do you know what, fair play. And then I started going to a couple more games here and there, and then mate, just over the past 2 years, I'd say, really fell in love with doing it, just doing match day vlogs. And I wish I could sit here and be like, I'm a die-hard Brighton fan from early when I was a kid, but that isn't the case. But I don't think it's always about that. I like supporting the club. I like going to the club. I like watching the team.
At least you're honest about it.
Yeah, mate.
No, 100%.
I'm not going to sit here in front and cap and be like, boys, been supporting since I was 5. But nah, mate, I absolutely fucking love it. I go with my mum every week. She sits right next to me. We've got season tickets together.
Oh, amazing.
We sit there and we just watch the game and have a good time, mate. It's fucking brilliant. I love it.
That's very wholesome. I feel very fulfilled, right? That's
very touched. Very touched.
Well, my Wi-Fi is embarrassing, isn't it? So basically, what we're going to do is I was going to come in and ask you about his favourite Brighton matchday vlogs. But to be honest with you, Ryan Franklin, I haven't actually heard really anything that anyone said this whole podcast since I've been so quiet. So I'm going to pretend I know what you've just said and ask you what your favourite Brighton matchday vlog has been in the shorter time you've been a fan.
I don't want to say the Wigan game, but that was good. But I feel like in terms of video creation, that's a bit amateur. But I feel like I want to say the Leicester game this season, boys.
That was a banging atmosphere.
I saw the Danny Welbs header from behind the goal, and I thought, that fucking class. Like, boys, being sat behind that goal, some of the shit I get on camera. So the dunk clearance. Ooh.
Yeah, that would have been quality.
I lost my head, boys. I lost my head. Absolutely lost my head.
So are you front row, or like how many rows back are you?
I'm literally 2 rows back from the goal, which is it's not too bad. I don't mind it because you see the game at like the level, don't you? The level it's going on. Whereas obviously, if you're watching it from maybe like east or whether you're a little bit high, a little bit elevated.
That was similar to. Do you remember, Ben, for the away game, West Ham? Just
West
the other
Ham.
day. It was literally very similar. We were pretty much like right at the front, so you could see, like you said, you could see it at a level, and like it just you get a much better perspective of actually the game and like the technical aspect of it. I think from when you're sitting at.
We had a great bit of Maupay's ice cricket, didn't we?
It's such a weird thing because like I like all different parts of the ground. I think when you're at the level sort of ground, you can sort of see how much running it takes these players to actually do, and how wide the pitch actually is, and how this player is. But then equally, because I now sit in the West Upper, I quite like it because you can see a big broad aspect. So like watching Bernardo Silva for Man City, for example, was an education.
Oh mate,
do you know what I mean? So you sort of just see,
nice.
you just see different things. I love all parts of the ground. Really,
it's a guessing game when the ball's at the other end of the goal, and you're just like, where is it in terms?
That's the only trouble.
When we're at the other end and it's going on at the other end, I really can't tell what's going on. I'm just looking. I've got the camera up. Like, am I even recording the right thing? Like, I don't know what's going on, mate.
Just a quick one, frankly, just from me, just quick. You know, obviously you mentioned like Leicester was probably your favourite game, but first of all, so as a two-parter. First of all, do you go to away games or do you try to get to away games?
It's funny you say that because I was meant to go to the West Ham game, but I didn't end up getting tickets. But I've got United away this month planned. I've got that all booked, and then I'm going Chelsea at the end of the month as well.
I
do want to start dabbling. Yeah, man, I'm down. I want to start dabbling and going away games because you get to witness different grounds, different atmospheres, that sort of thing. Like it's just and that's the thing. Yeah, that's the thing with the vlogs. Like I want to broaden horizons and go out and do stuff like away games, go to this game, go to that game, instead of just staying at the Amex and give it a bit of a go.
Yeah, because the reason I ask is I was going to see like if you'd caught any of like, let's say the West Ham away, Southampton, like any of the limbs, if you'd caught that on camera, that would have been
mate, I would have loved to get that Maupay go. Mate, the Maupay goal, fucking hell.
That was mad.
I watched that game, but I didn't watch the Southampton game because I visited my nan. But I was sat here watching the West Ham game and losing my fucking head. Like, absolutely. Boys, I've got a love-hate relationship with Maupay. Like,
mate, same.
It's all love. Difficult. It's all love from me.
Yeah, I was about to say, I know you back your boy, but like, mate, there's just times where I'm like, for fuck's sake, Neil. And then times where I'm like,
you sounds like the in-betweeners.
Yeah. Oh, Neil.
Neil.
But like,
Neil.
Last 2 games, boys, fucking hell. Like, mental.
No, I think I completely agree with you. I literally have a love-hate relationship. So there's times where I'm like, how have you missed from 2 yards out? Like, just put it in the back of the net. And then he goes and does something like, you know, for example, against West Ham, where I'm literally, me and Ben are like stood there watching him just do a bicycle kick in the 88th minute,
boys,
like to save us the game. And it's just like, how does he go from so brilliant at times to so
absolute stinker, mate?
Yeah, but
I know we meme it, but like he is a shithouse.
No, I love it.
I know we meme it and stuff, but he is a shithouse. There are times where I'm like, I'm slewing him, boys. I'm slagging him off, and then I'm
running to the Southampton fans instead of running to the Brighton fans. It's just only like Neil Maupay.
Yeah, like honestly, it's brilliant. He knows how to wind people up as well.
Just on that,
Ryan Adset's gone again, by the way. Yeah.
Ryan.
Okay.
Ryan.
It started recording again, so we can I think we should be able to carry on. It says it's recording.
Okay. All right. Just quickly.
Can you hear us now, though, Ryan? Adset.
Yeah, I can still hear you, but I just couldn't say anything.
So just quickly, Franklin, just for you, because obviously, I was I actually mentioned that. Funny you talk about Maupay, because I did a tweet off our account yesterday, and it was about how, imagine, right? I suppose actually this goes for everyone. I don't know why I just said Franklin, but like imagine, if Maupay left us, or the day he leaves us, and then he pays. Let's say he goes to the Premier League side, which I said we can't let him do. So let's say he goes to the Premier League side, and then he scores an 88th minute or something, an equaliser or a winner, and he just hushes us and gives us the ear cup. I was like, I think I'd literally just die.
I'd be surprised if he didn't. I'd be surprised.
No, I don't think he would. But imagine if he did.
So but I'd love him to do it to us, just because I'd love him to just do it. If he did sign for another club, I'd love him to do it to all those people that sent him abuse, that are Brighton fans, because he's literally hated by so much of our fan base. If he just went up to our fans like that, I'd be like, good on you, Neil, because you probably deserve that, mate.
Right, just sorry, we got sidetracked, and that was my fault. I apologise. But so just go back to you, Franklin. So also Crash the Creators, obviously that was a big moment, and a big shout out to everyone who organised that, because that was a great event, and for everyone getting involved. What was that like? Obviously you were involved. What was that? And how did you get involved as well? How did you get the call up?
Probably one of the best days of my life. I'm not even going to cap, mate. It was really, really fucking good. So I first heard about it in November 2020. And this is when no one big's involved, boys. We're talking like really small creators. So there's a couple of people with like a few 100k getting involved, and it's sick. Like we didn't have your Chris MDs playing, your Theo Bakers, your Road to Shore, like none of them were involved at that moment in time.
That was the idea, wasn't it, as well?
Yeah, it was literally a thing for small content creators to all get involved in a big charity football match for mental health. I think it's the charity Mind. Mate, it was absolutely class. When I first heard about it, I thought, yeah, solid. It's for a good charity, allows you to connect with other YouTubers, gives me an excuse to get in shape as well. I started going gym, but it then got postponed a load of times.
Right.
So it was meant to happen in February, and I only had a few months to train and sort of get rid of some of the gut. And then it got postponed to July. Mate, it's stress. I was playing for 5-10 minutes. I'm already puffing, man. I'm done. But so yeah, it's there's a young lad called Callum Glanville who lost his dad, unfortunately, and he just wanted to organise this massive event, get loads of people involved, and that's just how it really started. And when I first heard about it, I thought, fuck, I'll do that. I'll get involved. It sounds sick. And then mate, it kept on getting postponed. I thought this fucking match ain't happening. And it was upsetting because it would have been a really good day. And then when it was right, it's happening this day, this time, I was like, fuck, I should probably stop eating shit and actually get going. But over that course of the start of the year to I think June, when they stopped announcing players, I was like, fuck me, boys. I was like, this is sick. And I was like, as well, I ain't going to get any fucking game time. I'm going to be sat there on the bench. I'm like, it's going to be stress. But so I want a team of Chris MD. Do you guys know Charlie Morley as well?
Yeah.
Absolute machine, mate. I was like, we've got this in the bag. We've got prime Yashin pie facing goal as well.
He wore the hat, didn't he?
Yeah,
so good,
mate. It was brilliant though. Just the whole day from getting on a coach in London to go into this little ground, changing rooms, seeing your kit up on the hook and with your number on the back and your name and stuff. I thought, I felt the part, mate. I thought this is sick. But it was really, really good. I was playing balls in the midfield to Chris MD, and I thought, what is my life? I was like, I don't know what I've done to get here, but this is a weird universe, mate. I won't say no, but mate, it was really good. It was really fucking sick.
We're gonna go
got
on
to the
about
semis as well.
Because, we're going to go on about how you got there, actually, because I'm not going to lie to you, right? I actually watched pretty much all of the content back in sort of 2018-19 with Memeulous. I found it hilarious. I know obviously it was all a bit messy. I can see how maybe you would have taken it personally and all that sort of thing, but it was quite funny for an external. Go on, just tell us about it. All of the meeting Memeulous and the videos being rinsed by pretty much everyone online. How was it all for you?
I won't lie, boys. Complete contrast to the story I just told. Best day, fucking worst day of my life was. It was like, not even to try and be like, I'll get the violins out, boys, and nothing like that.
I can imagine. I
don't care for it anymore. You still get people calling me Craig and doing like the Yeezy meme, and I'm like, you funny cunt. I'm like, it's like 3 years old now, and I'm sort of like, right, but like I sort of play up to it and like have a wind up here and there. But the day that his first video dropped, I broke up with my girlfriend at the time, so it was literally just the cherry on top of the cake, and I thought, boys, this is looking ropes. But I was like, yeah. So I responded really poorly. Like, I took it really personally, and I just lashed out and was like, yeah, made this big old response video, and it was just a shambles. He then made another video.
Message you at all, like before, saying, this is just jokes, we're just having a bit of fun, or was it just literally he put the video out and then you had to just respond to whatever you saw?
I don't think there was a message prior. If there was, I probably would have prepped myself a little bit better.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
Yeah, he just whacked it out.
Yeah, just quickly, because I'll be honest with you, I don't know. I'll go into this absolutely blind, which is, I think, is a good thing as a viewer, because obviously I can ask some. Because I'll be honest with you, how did it all start? Yeah, I literally, I'll be honest, I don't have any clue what happened. First of all, how did it all come about? Like, why did he release a video about you? Why did it happen?
So, like, 2017 was like a year for me in terms of YouTube. I was like, don't want to toot my own horn, but I was doing all right. But then all of that really just got to my head, and I just thought I was the dog's bollocks. I thought I was untouchable, boys. I thought I'm the man, boys, and like I just turned into.
At the time, how many subscribers did you have?
Over 100k to be fair. So it's been like a slow and like steady thing to get back up here, but like, yeah, I thought I was just amazing, boys, and the personality and the arrogance that I held and carried with me was just like you wouldn't have liked me, like you really wouldn't have liked me. Like it was just an unbearable version of myself. Like the personality was awful. So basically he just saw all of that because I was doing this in videos, growing up and just sort of making all these videos and whacking out online so everyone could see it. And he sort of just took advantage of that and ended up making this video on me. These videos in total now have like 16, 17 million views, and it's like
they banged, yeah.
Fucking hell, then. But like that's 16, 17 million people that saw me act like an absolute melt. And
was it like a roasting video? Like he basically like roasted you for like all the stuff you've done,
it was literally just like a little going over everything that I'd done and said, and just been like, mate. It was a jokey video. I can't really watch it back now because it cringes me out just because I know that video's about me.
Of course.
But I'm like, I'm watching it and it's just a bit like, mate, I can't. But I watch it now, and if I do, like, I'm like, it's banner. But like, behind the scenes of all that, it was really, really stressed because you have people being like, kill yourself, die, like, and it was just a bit like, I'm already in the pits. I'm already like really down bad, and I feel really shit. But like, I thought, but then like in a contrast, you can compare that to like how footballers get treated. I'm not saying about football or anything, but like the online hatred was just fucking. It was just really intense, and I was just like, nah, this is a bit much. But
and we always say this on the show. We because we talk about mental health as much as we can, obviously. Like I've been through it. We've all had our little ups and downs, but it's like we always say that we always say it's like. First of all, what do you gain out of like abusing someone? Like you said, you're already getting absolutely bantered. You're getting absolutely killed online. It's like why give that additional sort of mental like torment essentially to someone who first of all you don't know, this guy. Like you're just seeing a video of this guy and then you're giving it all this abuse. So it's just ridiculous. But sorry, carry on.
But on the positive, you kind of made up, didn't you? And I guess
mate,
just made up.
Little kiss and cuddle made up. Because I'd done my own podcast. So I was going to start it at the beginning of 2020, and then COVID hit, and I was like, I guess I ain't doing a podcast then. Because we was doing it in person at the YouTube studio. And I wanted to get him on that and have, like, just speak to him. Because it would have been a really, really good episode just to sit there and have a good, like, 30, 40 minute chat. And then obviously COVID happened and it didn't work. But during the summer, I made a video with another YouTuber who also made a video on me. And then done a video with George in the end, and it like the whole thing had just come full circle. And that I was really nervous that day because I thought like this could go south. Like this might be like a video of him just sitting there for like 10-15 minutes mocking me again, and that was like playing in my head. I was like, he's just doing it in person. But now I met him, and with like, if you don't know who Memeulous is, he has like this mask and stuff like that just to hide who he is and stuff. But like he answered the door without it on and everything, and I met him and we recorded the video like straight away pretty much. And then I stayed at his flat for like 3 hours drinking and just having a chat. And like that for me meant a lot because he gave me his time, and I loved that and I appreciate it. I thought, yeah, nice. So he's actually taking the time out of his day to speak to me and to just sort of like, I got to know George, not me. And I thought, mate, that's proper class. I quite like that. That's really.
Did you have any like animosity towards him at the time? Like, did you feel any like, oh, like you've mugged me right off, like, or do you just like appreciate him sitting down and just being honest and having a nice chat, basically?
I think if I was in the same mindset and like sort of like how I thought and went about things that I was 2 years ago, then yeah, I'd have been fuming. But like, grown up since then, I'm sort of like, do you know what? Like you said, I appreciate the opportunity of him taking the time and sort of just giving me like a redemption arc, really, and just sort of portraying that I'm actually not that bad, sort of thing. So like it was nice to just sit there and sort of like clear my name a little bit, and for him to sort of just be like, yeah, look, actually he's not bad, and like that for me meant a lot. And I was like, yeah, nice one, like, that was good. But
all right, so, and another ad set. Internet break.
Masterpiece.
Cheers for that set. You still with us? No?
His mic's gone. Brilliant.
He's having a
he's having a Western, Superman. Frankly, he's having a Western. He's having a Western.
Okay, it says it's recording again, so hopefully it still is. Right, let's do
to be honest, you can just leave that in just because you can all laugh at me. Like, all the viewers can just laugh at me at this point. There's no point even cutting it anymore.
Okay, look, before Ryan's internet decides to cut out ad set days, we're going to go into the West Ham review. So we'll start off with Spalding. Yes, obviously, you and I were there. We were in the away end for the limbs of the West Ham, obviously last minute equaliser. It was beautiful. Quickly, general thoughts on the game. Obviously we didn't cover it last week, so talk us through it, mate.
Well, I'm impressed that we kind of dominated so much. I think we ended the game with like 65% possession against the West Ham team that have beaten some really big names so far this season, more recently Chelsea. I think we done really well. Like, we created a few decent chances. I reckon Mo should have scored. Sloppy goal from the corner that we conceded. I feel like Sanchez maybe could have better positioned himself. Although it's quite hard to defend that when it's literally like a flick on near post. It's quite hard to defend that. Lamptey comes on whilst we've got 10 men. And the rest is history. Neil Maupay does an overhead kick, and there are absolute limbs in the away.
Bedlam.
Unbelievable.
Bedlam in the away.
Mate. I wish I went so bad. I really wish I went so bad. But what a night that looked like. It was just... to be honest, for me, I was just so happy that it was Neil. I was so relieved that it was him because of obviously all the stick he took at Leeds, and obviously I back him relentlessly anyway, as everyone knows that watches these podcasts. And to see him score an overhead kick, and the only two players that have ever scored an overhead kick in my lifetime for Brighton is Ali Reza Jahanbash and Neil Maupay, and the fact that it's them two, the two favourite players that I've had for these past few years, it's unreal. I mean, literally, look behind me. I mean, it speaks for itself. So, just the fact that even happened was unreal. Not 89th minute as well.
I'm not gonna lie, I'd say. I'm not gonna lie, I'd say your connection's so bad I can just see one pixel on the screen of your screen. I can't actually see anything behind you. It's just one big pixel.
Oh my God. It looks like an NFT with like literally like 3 pixels. And
then Franklin, you obviously watched it because you said you were losing your nut a bit because you were watching it on TV. Yeah. Just quickly go into the disallowed goal, because obviously basically me and Ben were still inside. We were getting our little halftime drinks. So Antonio obviously offside in the end, but we didn't see obviously what happened. Like, do you think it was the right decision in the end?
I won't lie, boys. I don't actually remember watching that part. I did have my missing.
Oh, you must have get a tea as well.
Yeah. I thought, fuck this, but I was actually meant to join you lot and go to the game because my granddad was a West Ham supporter, and I thought I'll go to the game and give it a go. First away game, thought that'd be decent, but Yeah, but I'm sat here watching the game, and my missus fucking hates football, mate. So I'm sat here losing my head while she's next to me.
Same, mate.
And I'm just sort of like, but like you said, losing my nut the whole game. The goal we conceded was really stressed, and like you said, Ben, Sanchez could have probably done it a little bit better with that one. But I sort of lost all hope towards the end. But then I've kept on saying, I was like, look, we love a late minute equaliser. Like, we really do. I saw some stat come out recently, like the like 7 away games all scored in the last like 20 minutes or something. But yeah, mate, just it was painful and a bit stressful to watch. And I think Ryan, you even tweeted that. Like, it is stressful watching us sometimes, but then like for that to happen at the end just made it all worth it, mate.
I tweet a lot of rubbish during the game if I don't go, so I don't even know what I tweet half the time. But I tweet something, I put it away, I realised I've got like 200 likes and people are rinsing me. But yeah,
it's too late to delete it now.
Literally. But no, actually, I just want to say about that disallowed goal, because what my take on it was, I have absolutely no idea how that was disallowed. I really, really do have no idea how we got away with that. To be honest, we really did not deserve to be, not 2-0 down at that point.
It was like a fraction of like Antonio's calf was offside, I think, because it came off one of the other players.
It's mental, isn't it?
It counted as like a pass.
Massive calves.
Massive calves, yeah.
and someone else is massive. Anyway, moving on. We obviously oh god, you're so slow, Ben. Right, anyway, so yeah, no, it was a mad game, but we got to talk as well, and it sort of goes in nicely to the Southampton game as well. Of course, we had 2 injuries as well. Lallana went off injured towards the end. Webster and Sarmiento as well injured, and we got a hell of a long list, which we'll get into. Obviously out for the Spurs game. So yeah, I mean, it takes on quite nicely into the Southampton review, I suppose, because then we got a few more injuries on top of that when Trossard had to go off injured as well.
Donkey didn't even play.
Donkey didn't play,
and it showed in that first half, didn't it? But if it wasn't for Sanchez making a few decent saves right at the beginning, because Southampton were drilling us right at the beginning. If it weren't for Sanchez, I know he was a poor kick when they actually did eventually score, and Broja sat Duffy on his arse with a decent finish. I was quite impressed with him.
That was decent, to be fair.
Yeah, so it wasn't a fun half to watch, because we were getting blown apart. Like, Veltman, Duffy, and Dan Burnett centre back together. It was shaking.
To be honest with you,
I was going to be against Spurs.
I went to Southampton, and you could instantly tell that there was no Dunk. You could instantly tell there was no Dunk. We really, really, really struggled without him. I didn't think, to be honest with you, throughout the whole game, there was anyone really good apart from probably Cucurella and Maupay, I'd say. The only 2 players that actually played all right in that game. I didn't think for really anything, especially that first half. Southampton should have been clear of us 2 or 3-0. They had so many chances. Yes, the goal came from a goalkeeping error. Sanchez kicking in the first half was diabolical, but I think overall we just weren't up to it. We didn't deserve anything really. And if that game ended 1-0, we would not have been able to complain about it. I think if I'm to be really critical here, I'd say that Mwepu was awful. To be honest, I thought that whole midfield was awful, but I thought Mwepu just had a stinker. How he lasted 90 odd minutes, I've got absolutely no clue. But it looked like
they're all injured. They're all injured,
But then where's Alexis McAllister? I don't understand what he's got to do to get back in the side.
He's a baller.
But yeah, I don't understand that one. But yeah, I just didn't think we were up to it at all. Southampton definitely deserved to be leading at that point. But then obviously we get onto that bit in a minute. But can I just actually point out as well, by the way, Southampton fans have to be the wettest group I've ever seen in my life. They are actually the most embarrassing.
Wettest
embarrassing. They are embarrassing. Literally, right? Let me just explain this. Yeah, if you went to Saints, you'll know. Literally, the entire end. Right, we're giving it so much. I haven't seen an end give it that much to an away end in a while, and they were giving it the whole way. And the average age of them. Well, they're still doing their GCSEs, to be honest. They're literally about 15 years old. And there was these kids, right, giving me some as well. They were pointed at me. I don't know why. They just kept picking me out and pointed. So I was like that. And I was just thinking, mate, you're literally, I'm not even joking, they're literally about 15. And I must admit, when Maupay scored, I ran over a bit like that. But that is what it is. We won't talk about that bit. I did lose my head a little bit when Maupay scored, I can't lie. But
98th minute, you're allowed
98th minute, I just stood there like this. But he was stood there like that. But I must admit, it's good banter at the end of the day. But yeah, no, they were honestly embarrassing. Like even the little when the Saints go marching in thing at the beginning. That is the most cringeworthy, American-y, embarrassing thing I've ever seen for a game in my life. It was awful. Southampton fans.
It's got nothing on good old Sussex by the Sea, has it? Really?
Exactly. Good old Sussex.
That made our pre-match look decent, that didn't it?
Yeah. And then moving obviously to the goal, let's talk about Big Neil, 98th minute. Like absolute bedlam, as we talked about earlier. Now, I just want to kick this one off. I just feel like, mate, that touch, to bring it down, it's basically been booted at him. Like he's actually had the ball, like it's such a great touch to bring it down, and then the finish as well, off the post and in. I think it was anyway, or side netting. Like it was millimeters from. Millimeters from hitting the post, and like imagine that, 98th minute, and he just hits the post and goes out.
Any more left, and that hits the post.
Would
have summed it all up, I think.
Unreal touch, great finish. But yeah, I mean, I think we've got to talk about though, like why. I suppose I'll pose a question, and whoever wants to answer it can answer it. Why are we leaving it so late, and why are we leaving ourselves in this position? Because like it's not just been the first time. Obviously, West Ham. Not Leeds, sorry. Palace, obviously, earlier in the season. There's been a few occasions this season where we've sort of just been shit, really. We've been pretty poor throughout the game, and then we just get like an equaliser, which is great. It's amazing, but there must be question marks. You must be thinking, why are we in these positions? So, I don't know. Franklin, do you want to... Oh, go on, That's it. You kick us off, mate. Go on.
I was going to say, right, and to be honest, this season has been so different to last, because if you compare... Even my attitude on the podcast this year to last season. Last year I was so much more critical, right? I could slate everyone, and I would go very deep in analysis, and I'll be talking about this and whatever. But this year, because we're now at the grounds, because we're going to games, I've been to a lot of aways, even by my standards. I've been to pretty much I've been to every home game. I'm just enjoying the days out again, to be honest. I've just gone back to it feels like I'm a fan again. So I go there and I enjoy the game, I watch it, and I don't really think about it afterwards, if you know what I mean. I don't know if you agree with that, but you just enjoy the day out now rather than overanalyzing. And don't get me wrong, we can go on about analysis as well. But I've just gone back to just thinking, do you know what? It is what it is. I'm not Graham Potter. I can't sit there and try and analyse, because I can say, look, we haven't been very good. We have got obviously some sort of mentality problem in that, but at the same time, who am I to judge when I'm there as a fan? I don't really know what's going on, do I really? And I think I've just gone back to that. I've just gone back to that fan aspect now. I think there's no point in me trying to be overcritical, because I just enjoy those games now.
Last season, everything was on TV, wasn't it? Because we couldn't go. Yeah. So then after that, at half time, you'd watch people analyse every single inch, and then at full time, you see everyone analyse every inch, and then we would talk about that analysis on the podcast. But yeah, when you go to the games, then you're travelling back. You kind of forget about it. You watch match of the day, but if you get back early enough for it, and that's kind of the rest history. But yeah, it's a very good point. I didn't really think that. We did used to very much overanalyze it when it was all on TV.
Yeah, sorry, just one more thing on it. It's like if Webster made a bad pass, right? We'd be talking about it for ages. Oh, Webster, he's been off it. He's been, But then when we're at the game, if we make a stray pass, you think, oh, okay, and then we just move on. You don't sit there slating them and then putting it on Twitter and overanalyzing it. You just move on.
That's literally me, mate. I get what you said, like in the fact of like it's just a day out, and the whole experience of a match day is just fucking beautiful, mate. Like obviously that's what I want to try and like do with the match day vlogs, is the whole experience of like you got your highs, boys, you got your lows, and like it starts off with you on the train, maybe you're cracking open a couple of tins on the way to the ground, and then get there, we'll have another one, get in your seat, you sort of, and you do your sort of like pre-match little talk about what you think is going to happen, maybe a little prediction, and then you crack on to the action, mate. And like you said, you don't really like analyse the whole game as it's going on. Like you said, you see one bad thing happen, you're like, oh, fuck me then, come on then. And then on to the next, and something else gets you gassed or disappointed, and it makes class.
You're a lot more positive, aren't you? You sit there and you don't over criticise. You sort of just think, oh well, it's okay, sort of thing. You don't go. I don't hop on Twitter and put it on Twitter anymore, sort of thing. And even when I watch it on telly, I mean, I watch the West Ham one on TV, and I just try and not do that as much, because I feel like it just doesn't really help anyone, does it? I mean, I've really seen it in Maupay. I think it's the one at the moment. He's the man at the moment at the minute, and obviously he's gone from zero to hero very, very quickly. But can you tell? Like, I mean, at full time, we were all singing "Hey Neil, Maupay, ooh that one," and I was genuinely singing that for about 10 minutes after the game. And he comes over to us, and he's just standing there, sort of just watching. And it happened with Potter at West Ham. He stands there just watching the fans. And I think that is important now, because I think before, you're reading it all on there, and even at the Amex, it's toxic. And when we go to these, we've had a couple back-to-back aways, you can see the difference in attitude in the players in Graham Potter as well. It's so different. The confidence is so much better. And for some reason at the Amex, it just turns so horrible, really. And I think it just we need to take that with us now. Those 2 days out now that we've had, those 2 nights in West Ham and Southampton, it's just time to think, look, right, hang on a minute. Let's stop writing everyone off. Let's stop saying Maupay out. Let's stop saying Trossard, I know he's not fit now, out. But, let's stop slating everyone and just think, hang on a minute. If Ash just back the boys, because 98th minute, 95th minute, 90th minute, stop leaving the games early, see it to the end, and you might actually see one of those goals.
Yeah, that's what's beautiful about the away days, because after full time, no matter the result, the way players will come to you and to applaud you, and you kind of go, all right, what's done is done. You have that connection with the players, and then they go back and you kind of forget about it. Whereas in a home game, if you have a poor result, they don't do a lap of honour, because they only do that at the end of the season, and then they go straight through the tunnel. They might clap you from the centre circle, but they don't have that connection with you and come really close to you like they do on an away day. Well, we do have that closure from the match, so I feel like that's why you're more disappointed.
Yeah, they should do what Liverpool did when they drew against West Brom and do a big
I was thinking about that
with their arms. But no, but obviously talking to Neil Maupay, the equaliser as he's been named in the Brighton fan base. He made a really good quote actually, which we published on Seagulls Social at Seagulls Social on Instagram if you haven't already followed up. So he said, last week I was the worst striker in the Premier League. Now 7 days later I've scored 2 goals and I'm the hero. That is the life of a striker. And I don't think he could have put it any better, really, because I mean, look, I'm guilty as much as 90% of the fan base, where we'll get on him when he's playing poorly, but then we love him when he's playing well. So he does get his fair critics, and sometimes I feel justified as a striker when he misses those 2-yarders. I'm thinking, look, he deserves criticism.
The one against Leeds, the one against Leeds,
not abuse.
It was a horrific miss. It was a horrific miss.
But he deserves criticism, and that's any players gets criticism when they've not done something well. But then at the same time, once he does so well, let's praise him as well. So as loud as the criticism is, let's make the praise just as loud. So I feel like we're all entitled to give our opinions, but don't obviously make it abusive and all that.
I think with Maupay though,
sorry.
Oh, go on.
Just go on that quick miss, Ryan Franklin. You were literally right behind the goal for that, weren't you? What was that like being that close?
Mate, do you know what?
I think you said your mum could be able to score it, didn't you? Is that what
mate. Put my mum in that 6-yard box, mate. She's tapping it in. Bottom left, I'm telling you. But mate, I'm not expecting him to score like week in, week out, but just a goal here and there, and to do it how he's done it as well. Like it's shushed me definitely, like 100%. Because again, like the majority, you do give him a bit of shit here and there. But like for him to then do back to back, bear in mind it's two games in the same week as well, back to back, late minute equalisers.
Two very good goals as well.
In terms of striker,
very
mate,
well taken finish.
He must be on sky high. I reckon. Do you know what? I reckon I reckon that Leeds game where he missed and the boos and that sort of thing probably fueled him a little bit and just sort of got him in the right sort of frame of mind and be like, do you know what? Actually, fuck me. Like I need to be scoring this sort of stuff. And then to go score an overhead kick at West Ham away in the dying moments of the game, like it's so difficult because, like you said, at the minute we love him. Next week this week when he plays against Spurs, like is he going to be a shithouse again? Like is he going to be? I'm not expecting him to score 3 games like in a row, but like
no.
It would be nice. I wouldn't say no.
Yeah, I just for me personally, I just feel like with his finish, when it comes to his finishing, I just want just a tiny bit of consistency. Because, for example, we saw at Southampton how good his finishing was and the touch and everything like that. That was brilliant. But then, for example, against Leeds, when it was like a 2-yarder, I just want that. I want him to have that middle ground where he's like just consistently a good finisher. If that, it's hard to explain, but like I just want a bit more. Yeah. Consistency, I suppose.
I'm going to always jump on a defensive with Maupay. I mean, I always praise him for what he does off the ball, what he does on the ball. I don't need to go over that again. It's so obvious what he does. And I get the comments on my Instagram as well saying, he's bad for the whole game, that he scores in the 90th minute. That's not true. He holds the ball up very well. He instigates pretty much every attack. He's very good on the ball. You can't dispute that. He's instrumental for us in going forward. It's just the misses that people will remember. And that's what's so frustrating about it, because he will get the abuse for that and people won't really remember it. And I think, to be honest with you, you look at his return for us. I mean, he's got 6 goals this season. He's now got 24, I believe, for Brighton. He's only actually 2 goals away from Glenn Murray's total in the Premier League.
2 or 3 in it.
It's 2 or 3. I'm pretty sure it's 2.
2 or 3. Yeah.
Didn't Murray get
but he's
13?
only-
Or am I chatting shit? I swear Murray got 13.
No, in the whole of in the whole of his Premier League career for Brighton. So in Premier League history, Murray's got something like 26 goals, and now Maupay's on
23 or something like that.
Oh, right.
Yeah, 23, 24. I think it's 24, 26, I believe. So, yeah, he's 2 goals off Murray's total in literally the same amount of time. Now, Murray we look at as a legend. Maupay gets looked at as a complete enemy at some points in the season. So I think it now needs to be that, appreciate his return has actually been pretty good for a £16 million. Bear in mind he was 21 when we signed him from, or 22 when we signed him from Brentford. He was still very young. Coming into the Premier League is not an easy jump. So he's a Championship striker playing in the Premier League as a lone striker, which he isn't, by the way. He should be having a partner. At Brentford he had Ollie Watkins. He obviously comes up without a partner. Partnered with Aaron Connolly for a bit. It didn't really work out. So, he doesn't have that man to sort of go off. And to come into the Premier League as a lone striker, as a young lone striker, it's a hard step up to make. And I don't think he's done too bad. Yes, some of his misses are poor. Yeah, there's a lot. The pressure's on him to score because I said this at the time when Trossard went down to the guys in front of me. Shout out these lads in front, by the way. I can't remember their names, sorry, but they bigged up the podcast as well. But they just said, like, if Trossard's out now for, say, a few months, I don't know what's wrong with him. Obviously, I think it was his elbow or something. But if he's out for however long, if he snapped his arm, who scores? Because we have to rely on Maupay, and that is it. Because realistically, we're not going to be getting any goals from midfield, and that's a conversation we had on the live stream the other day. So that pressure's now on Maupay to score. So what happens when he does inevitably run out of steam?
I was going to say this. I was going to say how important now, considering we've got so many injuries. Now the pressure on him is going to be mad. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah, and we're going to be dipping him to the under-23s now, aren't we? That's the only option we've got.
Get Evan Ferguson in.
Put a thing on his Instagram.
Get Evan Ferguson in, please. I beg. That'd be so good.
Did you see Hayden Roberts' Insta, by the way? I don't know if you guys saw it. No. He put on saying he's been chosen or something like that. It was quite a religious post, but he basically said like God's chosen him. That basically screams to me that he's being included.
It was a bit strange. Yeah.
It seems to me like he's going to be included.
Let's talk about the injuries, though. I think it's 8 that we're going into the Spurs match, and we can do the Spurs preview as well whilst we're at it. But I don't know how we're going to do against Spurs. What they beat Norwich 3-0 recently. Apparently, they didn't deserve to win 3-0. My Spurs mates were telling me, but they were clinical enough in front of goal, which is something they haven't been in more recent times. Will it finally tick for Antonio Conte against us? And we'll find out. We've obviously beaten them the past couple of times. Again, when they come to the Amex, it's going to be a tough game with without Dunk, without Duffy. Let me try and get the list up because I think we got popped on the dot.
I got the list.
Dunk, Webster, Trossard, Lallana, Welbeck, Alzate, Sarmiento, and Duffy. That is not a good list of players that we're going to.
I think now we just go on, Maz, go for it.
No. Go on, mate. I'll say mine after. Go on, Sam.
Okay, well, the Dunk thing, by the way, I asked someone about it who sort of feeds me info here and there, and he said that it's a knee injury, so that sort of confirmed that. But I just don't know. He said he doesn't know. No one knows the severity of it yet. So it's obviously there is a knee injury,
dad, isn't it? That his dad said that
that's the rumor.
Something like that.
Yeah, that's the rumor. This person said it's a knee injury. I don't know how long it's going to be for, the severity of it. That's the next thing. But it looks like we could be without Dunk for a while if it's a knee injury, I'd say. And then obviously you've got that fear as well does he come back the same player at 30 years old from a knee injury? Do you get the same Lewis Dunk? Look at what happened to Adam Webster, So it's a worrying one, to be honest, because I think without him we are very, very, very weak. But it's just, how we counteract that now, because we have got no leader really in the squad, barring Lallana, and he's injured anyway. So I don't know.
He's injured 98% of the time, so that's fucking Lallana. Welbeck and Lallana.
I love Lallana. I always love Lallana.
What's the point? I love him as a player. He's technically fantastic. It's just he can't keep... Even bloody against West Ham, he could play 90 minutes. And I'm just like, come on, mate. Just get yourself together. But I feel like it's just never going to change. We're going to have to accept him as he is. Like, he's never going to just miraculously become not injury-prone anymore. But yeah, just going back to the defensive woes, I say. We going into the Spurs game, we could potentially have a back three. Or, well, depending on what system you play. If we play back four or back three... back five, we'll have Lamptey on Cucurella on the wings, obviously, like right wing backs. But then we could potentially have, is it Dan Burn? Then
Hayden Roberts, Ed Turns,
Robertson, Veltman, maybe.
So Veltman potentially.
Veltman.
If he's,
I know Veltman's injured, isn't he? I know.
But he's injured as well, isn't he?
I think he might be back.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's start with you, Franklin. Who would you play as your? First of all, would you play 4 at the back? Would you play 5 at the back? What would you do? And who would you play there with the players available?
I'd probably say 5 at the back. Obviously, keep Cucurella and Lamptey up the wings, but they're so fucking class, class. And then probably, like you said, probably have Roberts, Byrne, and Veltman in sort of centre back position. I don't know how that's going to be.
Against Harry Kane, by the way.
Yeah,
I know he hasn't been great, but
that could be him, Son, Lucas Moura.
Lucas Moura.
That will, like you said, boys, it's going to be a rough game. I'll probably have them as the back 5.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, no. To be fair, that's probably my choice of back 5 as well, considering the options. Are there any differences, Ryan and Ben? Have you got any more, or would you change anyone? Or would you go with that back 5?
Mate, do you know what? I'd love to see Ed Turns. And I thought he was so good against Swansea. I really did. I thought he looked. Me and Ben said it, didn't we, Ben? We said number 55 is going to turn into number 5 one day because he was really good. He was really, really strong, and he's only like 18, isn't he? And to be honest with you, probably going to be Veltman. I don't think he's been very good this season. I didn't really rate Veltman at Southampton either.
Mate, against
be fair,
West Ham he was poor.
West Ham he was poor as well. To be honest, I didn't really think Lamptey was all that against Southampton, but I let him off because it's Tarek. But yeah, I just think to be fair, Byrne was all right. So. Yeah, you keep Byrne. Probably going to be Roberts in there, I'd assume, on the right. And then who goes central? Is it going to be Veltman? Do I trust Veltman in the middle? I don't know.
Hayden Roberts in the middle, because will be left-footed. It's not out of choice, but it's like what it'll have to be if it is those 3.
So risky.
I think Veltman, right centre back, Roberts centre back, and then
but the thing is with Roberts going central in a back 3, he's not very tall. And I'm not taking anything away from Roberts, but he's not going to be winning flying headers like Webster or Dunkar or even Duffy. He's going to be a technical centre half. That's why I'd probably put him on the right, a bit like Ben White was. And then
we need to recall Ostergaard, don't we?
I don't know.
ASAP.
Yeah, why did we let Ostergaard go for God's sake? Yeah, we let him go and Van Heck as well.
Thing is though, he didn't play against QPR the other night. They won 2-0 against QPR Stoke, and he didn't play. So that's quite interesting to see why.
Take him back, please.
But yeah, take him back, and then of course, so that's the back 5. And then I had a question I was going to ask. I completely left my brain. Cool. So we've got the back 5, but then even like going forward, then as well, we're going to. With Trossard out as well, he's been an integral part. He's been brilliant, I think, last season this past season. I think he's been brilliant. So missing him as well. So we go into it proper depleted.
Time for Alexis to step up, mate. Alexis will be playing. Taylor Richards might, because he was on the bench. He was on the bench on a Saturday against Southampton.
Do you know what? Right, I think this is probably the most exciting time now, where we've got all these under-23s coming in. And I actually spoke to a journo from Liverpool, and he said, could you imagine if Nathaniel Klein never got injured and we never called up Trent Alexander-Arnold from the academy? It's true. And this is the point where I'm allowed to get excited now, because there's no pressure on these kids, and they're all going to have to play at their best because they want to stay in that team. So they're all going to be fighting for a spot anyway. So whoever we call up now, whether it be Ed Turns, whether it be Hayden Roberts, whether it be Taylor Richards, whoever it's going to be, even Evan Ferguson, Tolage, whoever, I want to see them all. I want to just go for it now, because we, as you say, we've got literally everyone out, literally back to front. Defenders, attackers, midfielders are all out. So it's now literally, let's get behind these boys, because there's nothing to lose in these boys, because you can't slate them because they're academy products. So it's just there's no pressure on them. Go out there, have some fun, enjoy it, because that's what we're in now, and I'm looking forward to it. To be honest, I find it exciting more than anything else.
It will be. It is exciting. It is exciting.
Yeah.
Then should we do score predictions to wrap up the?
Let's wrap up. Yeah, let's wrap it up. So Franklin, as our guest, mate, what's your score predictions for Spurs?
This is a lot of fucking pressure, boys. I've
no idea what I'd say.
So I ain't gonna be that guy and be like, oh yeah, we'll lose. I don't want to draw, but I'll take a point over none.
Yeah.
I want to say a repeat of the last result we had against, which was 1-0, wasn't it?
At home was, but
1-0 at home.
Yeah, I want to say that was if we have a repeat of that. Maybe it won't be 1-0. I'm going to say just a cheeky little 1-0 win. Maybe another masterclass from Neil Maupay.
Oh, look at that.
Oh,
That is
100% take that.
positivity.
But,
Love it,
boys,
Franklin. Love it.
if he scores again, I'm going to have to get a kit with his name and number on the back.
Yes!
It's got to be done.
Yes.
If he
Yeah,
does,
and I'll do the
same.
same.
I'll shake
Yes.
hands on this, boys. I will do that.
There you go. I'm shaking.
Love that. Love that. Brian, Adset, what's your score prediction, mate?
To be honest, I think a draw. I'm going to go 1-1 because I think they'll score, to be honest. I think we'll be lucky to not concede in that. But we don't look like losing at the moment. We seem to keep clutching it out of the bag. So I think we will get something. I have a funny feeling for this Christmas now because I just feel like all of these youth players that we're talking about, I feel like they are going to step up. And Graham Potter's proven it in the past that he can get these players stepping up. And look at the last time against Tottenham at home where we've had to have academy products step up in Alzate and obviously Aaron Connolly. So let's hope so. I'm going to say 1-1. I'd treat that as a win, to be honest. A 1-1 would be a win
against Spurs. It's not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Conte
Ben?
Spurs as well.
And then I'm going to be negative. I'm really not hopeful with this makeshift defence. 2-1 Spurs, maybe.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
I feel like our
I'm
run
in the same camp as Ben.
a brilliant run of draws is going to come to an end.
Yeah,
Me and Ryan are running off and making our own podcast. Then.
Exactly. The two Ryans are staying positive, and me and Ben are unfortunately on the negative
Runs in
vibes.
the
So
name.
I'm going to go.
Runs the name.
I'm nervous about that defence. I'm really nervous about it.
Yeah, I'm going 2-1 as well. I mean, I feel like Conte is he's got Spurs playing football. They look very structured. Like they got actual a back five, and even like he's got Ben Davies playing well. I mean, to get Ben Davies playing, I mean that's an accolade in itself. So the fact he's done that with that Spurs team, and they're on a great little run at the moment as well. So yeah, I'm not going to lie, boys. I just feel like it's not going to go very well for us. But look, 2-1. I don't think we're going to disgrace ourselves. I don't think they're going to smash us all over the place, that kind of thing. I think it'll be a tight game, and I think they'll edge it just. But yeah, there we go.
I've got 3 Spurs mates, and I'm going to get ridiculed if we do this.
Yeah, I've got a few mates who support Spurs and all.
Oh yeah, we got Mr. Burnham, haven't we? Mr. John, obviously simply Spurs. He's a big Spurs fan, so yeah, fingers crossed.
We can just block him.
Yeah, we just block him. It's fine. Right, listen, Franklin, you've been an absolutely amazing guest. We really appreciate your time. Have you enjoyed your time on the good old Seagulls Social?
Fucking loved it, boys. I really appreciate it. I rarely do podcasts, but I thought, do you know what? Fuck it, we'll get involved. And boys, I really appreciate you having me, mate. It means a lot.
No, top man.
Appreciate it.
No, thank you for coming on. And hopefully we'll try to get you on another time as well later on in the season if you're up for it.
Yeah, I'm down,
That'd
mate.
be good. Top man. Right, and of course, as per usual, please do hit that like, subscribe, and comment. You can't hit the comment button, but just leave one. And then also as well, keep streaming it on Apple and Spotify. Again, really, really appreciate it. And of course, follow up Ryan, Franklin. We'll put all his socials in the description, so go follow him up as well.
Matchday vlogs. Get the vlogs.
Yeah, Matchday vlogs. Get the views in. So as per usual. Thank you very much for tuning in, whether it's on YouTube or streaming on Apple and Spotify. And we'll see you for the Spurs outcome, whatever that might be. Right, peace out, A-Town down in a bizzle.
Peace.